No, I definitely wouldn't. I think whatever they do in their private life, as long as they're good teachers, then there's no need to snoop. And the children of this teacher have all supported her as well, and so are lots of the parents. And I actually think the photographs were pretty harmless, really. I mean, they're quite, you know, showed a little bit of leg. There's no harm in that. We all show bits. Well, I don't. But I think they were quite nice photographs of her. They weren't too revealing or anything, were they?
I mean, I think it's about... I certainly wouldn't go snooping.
No.
If somebody's a good teacher, and whatever they do in their private life is absolutely fine by me. In fact, but it's about judgment, isn't it? Yeah. So if you're putting it all out on social media, there's a lack of judgment there. I mean, I've got friends who are teachers that have to go under a pseudonym for all their social media, and I think that's good judgment, because if you are a great teacher and your kids really look up to you, there's nothing wrong with being drunk or partying or doing whatever, but I don't think young children should see you doing that if they're looking up to you. I've got a friend...
Well, there is something wrong. That's what you're saying. There is something wrong about that. If you're a teacher and your social media account is accessible to all and it's pictures of you doing whatever, you're saying there is something wrong about that.
Yeah, that's why I think it's good if they go under a pseudonym and they're not traceable by the kids. I think that's a good, you know, good judgment. I've got a friend who's a teacher, and there's another teacher in the school who's a very good teacher, but she is very into S&M. Oh, my God. And she goes to this sex club regularly. And this poor friend of mine, who's another teacher, she goes, I'll be there having my cup of soup, you know, having my lunch. And this teacher, and this teacher will regale stories of, like, well, I can't even say. No, don't. Very extreme. Very extreme. To the point where she even gets home and my husband up. This friend of mine said, she goes, it makes me sick. I'm trying to have my soup and she's telling me all this stuff. Now, and I remember saying to this friend, is she a good teacher? Yes, she's a very good teacher. Now, whatever she does sexually, whatever she does, if it's two consenting adults, no problem. But there's a lack of judgment there in regaling that story in the staff room. Yeah. It's not the place to talk about it. So if that was my kid being taught by that teacher and I was hearing that, that would make me a bit insecure about her.
There you are, you see.
Andrew just can't speak. I've just got all sorts of comfort.
I've got images I really don't want.